When I get to the waterfront warehouse, I'm a little surprised to see it's still standing. From the smell of wet ashes, I'd guess the fire department got here in a hurry. They probably took away the charred bodies of Malloy and those government agents. At least Malloy went quickly. With any luck, I'll find something useful in here. If anything survived the explosion, that is. That box looks like it's empty. Here's a little tidbit our government boys missed. According to this postal receipt, Malloy sent out 5 packages 9 days ago. I guess that tells me how many boxes I'm looking for. Some names of Asian cities are printed on this piece of paper. This flight schedule seems a little too exorbitant to be taken seriously. The NSA didn't get all of Malloy's notes. I wonder what this item 186 is. The explosion sure did a job on these windows. Did improve the view, however. Forklift didn't sustain any damage. These pallets seem to be a little unsettled. It appears the NSA overlooked Dr. Malloy's safe. How fortunate for me. This guy must be the new store manager.
See anything you like?
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out. It appears the NSA overlooked Dr. Malloy's safe. It's a scrap of paper with some hand-drawn diagrams on it. How nice. I can always use an extra key. This looks like an old house key. This scrap refers to some sort of containment chamber with instructions on how to open it. Looks like the closet door. This paperback book's well worn. From the imprints on this page, I'd say Malloy was writing on the title page and then tore it out. Looks like Malloy might have been trying to make an anagram out of the title, "There Are Messages from Outer Space." Malloy certainly seems to prefer earth tones. Oh, a briefcase. This should be interesting. This notebook must contain information on Malloy's work. I can't make out the writing. Looks like some sort of personal shorthand. I wonder. Maybe Regan could figure out some of her father's chicken scratch. And the imprints on... My new vid...
Hello, Tex Murphy. Decide to take me up on my proposition?
We need to talk.
Sounds serious. When do you want to get together?
How about as soon as possible?
All right. There's a lounge here at the Imperial. Meet me in a half an hour.
The Imperial is in the new city. Not too nice, but a few cuts above the Ritz. I walk into the lobby, then down a flight of stairs to the lounge. I'm not looking forward to telling Regan what happened to her father, but she deserves to know, and I'm gonna need her help. Thanks for the bourbon.
Is everything okay?
Tell me about your father.
My father worked for the military. I was born in China. I was raised there. We were really pretty close when I was younger, especially after my mother died. And then, we moved back here when he retired. Then he married that teenage gold digger. You know what I'm talking about. And, we had a little bit of a falling out. I just want to see him again.
I talked to your father last night.
You did? Where is he? I want to see him.
It's too late, Regan.
What do you mean?
NSA killed him. He almost got both of us last night. I'm sorry. Maybe I should come.
It's okay. You always knew they were gonna get him. That's why he didn't want me to know about his work. That's why he sent all those boxes out.
I recovered something. See if it looks familiar to you.
Yes, it's my father's. I recognize his writing. But he wrote it all in his own personal shorthand. It's almost impossible for me to figure out.
Why don't you give it a try anyway? It's one of the leads I'm working on to see what your father was doing.
It's lucky the NSA didn't get this.
You think it's that important?
Yeah, I do. I remember a conversation he had with a man who said that if he could make a translation, it would be worth a fortune.
Maybe it's tied to the boxes.
I brought mine with me.
Yeah, I had one, but the NSA confiscated it. But I know somebody else who's got one.
Who?
Gordon Fitzpatrick.
Oh, God. Gordon Fitzpatrick. I haven't heard that name since I was a little kid. He used to work for my father.
Well, he's as anxious to recover the boxes as you are. In fact, he's paying my tab. I say we form a triple alliance. He's got more connections than either one of us have got.
Let's wait and see what happens. Here, take a look at this. My father made it when we were in Peking, and several others like it. He didn't show me how to open it, though.
How many of these are there?
Oh, 5, I think.
Look, why don't you let me take this and see if I can get it opened up?
I'm not sure I like that idea. I mean, you could open it up and find the others and take all the money for yourself.
Listen, Regan, you gotta trust me. You can't do this by yourself. Nobody can. You need my help, and I need your help.
I guess I don't have much choice, do I? Tex, don't run out on me. I already lost my father.
I won't. My new...
Listen, Murphy, I've got a proposition for you. Give me a call when you get this. Hey, Murphy.
Okay, what's the deal?
You followed up on the auto tech tip I gave you, right?
Yeah, turned out to be an NSA front.
But you got inside.
Not as far as you know.
Call it a hunch. Anyway, I need you to get something for me. It's a file with documentation on an NSA project called Operation Euphoria. It's kept in the NSA evidence room in the Autotech building.
How do you know all this?
Let's just say I've gotten to know some useful people. So what do you say? If you can get me the file, I'll trade you information or maybe something else. I've got access to anything you want. Just name it.
Well, there is a favor you can do for me. You ever heard of a book called There Are Messages from Outer Space?
Sure. It's like a Bible for UFO nuts.
Well, I've got reason to believe that someone made an anagram out of the title. I need to find a computer program that'll check out all the possible anagrams.
Well, that's easy. I know the guy who does the anagrams down here at the paper. I'm sure he can take care of it. Might take a few days, though.
That's okay. Just get it as soon as you can. I'll see what I can do to retrieve the Operation Euphoria file. Anything else?
Yeah. My contact got me a pass key. I guess you'll need it to get to the file. I'll send it over by express courier.
All right. I'll let you know when I'm ready to make the swap.
Seems to me I've heard that name in connection with the UFO industry. I don't know anymore. That's a whacked-out magazine if I ever saw one. Alien encounters, abductions, that sort of thing. I can't help you, but I'll check my sources.
Well, now that I got Purnell's key, at least getting into the locker at the NSA should be easy. My new vid phone is...
Hello there. I'm glad I caught you at home.
Well, it's a good thing you didn't drop by in person, because my housekeeper's on the rampage again.
If I dropped by, I'd just mess up your apartment anyway.
So what'd you find out?
Well, not much. About the only thing I could figure out was toward the end of the notebook. There were quite a few references to OE, EW, and AE, but I'm not sure what they stand for.
Well, the E and the W could be directions or compass points, and the OE stands for Old English, but that doesn't seem very relevant. Whatever they mean, I get the feeling they're leading to something really big. Everyone and their dogs want to get their hands on your father's work.
As soon as we find out what these initials stand for, we'll be halfway to a fortune.
I don't know. Maybe your father was keeping this under wraps for good reason. When we find out what this is all about, we may decide that whatever he learned shouldn't be let out into circulation.
What are you talking about? That's why we're in this. For the money.
Look, your father wanted to keep this work away from the NSA, and I think that's an omen.
We won't sell it to them. We'll only sell the information to the right people.
What if it's not that simple? What if it's something that would be better locked up forever?
That's not an option. It was my father's work, so by rights it's mine now. You can have a piece of the action, or I can do it alone. Now I think you should give me back that box I gave you.
I don't think that's a good idea.
You don't have the right to keep it from me. It's mine.
That's not the point.
You're right, Tex. I'm being foolish and irresponsible. If there's nothing terrible about what we find, we'll make a lot of money and live happily ever after.
Let's keep our fingers crossed, but for now I just want you to sit tight. I have a feeling things are going to get a little sticky from now on. Those initials you found may refer to other people who received boxes from your father. I'll see what I can turn up. Give me a call if anything else occurs to you.
All right, Tex. I'll be here. Please be careful.
Looks like the tiles on the top of the box can be moved around. Now if I can just find out what pattern they need to be in. Looks like a module of some sort and some small metal pegs.
What can I do for you, Murphy?
Look, Mac, I need your help. I know Dag Horton was an NSA agent, but I gotta find out why he was posing as the Black Arrow killer. Now, this could be a matter of life and death. For me.
Come on, Murphy. You know they don't tell me anything. Especially not when the NSA's involved. I'm the wrong guy to ask.
Man, you gotta be able to figure out something to tell me.
Well, I do know one thing. I know where they took the body. It's down at the county forensics lab. Listen, I know the guy that runs the place. Maybe I can get you in and you can have a little time to take a look around. That's it. That's all I can do for you.
Well, maybe that'll be enough.
No can... Don't know anything about... Well, there are some things I don't know about.
For the second time in a week, Mac comes through for me. Now, that's a new record for him. When I get to the morgue, the door's unlocked and the coroner has conveniently gone out for a long lunch. That gurney looks about as comfortable as one of those Craft-O-Matic beds. Refrigerated storage unit. The cause of death for this guy's obvious. Refrigerated. Dag Horton. I can't think of anyone else I'd rather see in here. His scalpel looks sharp. Well, it's interesting, but not too useful to me right now. Nice tools. Ideal instruments to pull, poke, and prod. But I guess they don't get too many complaints. Nice microscope. I wonder if there's one around here on female anatomy. Nice calendar. Maybe I'll start shopping at Fred's. This drawer looks pretty promising. Nothing in here. That drawer looks promising. Nothing in. This cabinet says unclaimed personal items. It's Pug. I always wondered what happened to him after I tossed him out of my office. Someone didn't finish their sandwich. Well, it's good to see they've got additional storage capacity. From the looks of these damaged craniums, I'd say these are the remains of Curly, Larry, and Moe. Various odds and ends. Nothing too exciting. Lost and found? I'll bet there's some fun items in here. A strap-on shoe. I deduce chicanery took place at the coroner's annual three-legged race. You don't see something like this every day. Lost and found. Wow. Someone decapitated Mr. Clean. So, this is where Louis shops for his brains and eggs special. This label says Abby Normal. I hope someone doesn't accidentally use this brain. These drawers are labeled with letters. They probably contain some personal belongings brought in with the dearly departed. Maybe Horton had something on him. Lost and... G through I, and Horton starts with H. Looks like it's locked. G through I. File cabinet key. I'll bet Mr. Horton has something useful in his wallet. Returning to Autotact after almost getting my head blown off the last time makes me a little nervous. There are no speeders parked outside, and a cautious look around leads me to believe the place is empty. At least for now. I better work fast. Behind. Dag. Let's see what's behind this drawer. Yeah, maybe the contents of this envelope will shed a little light. The store. Oh, this one isn't locked. Probably cash from a drug bust. Who knows what dastardly secrets are contained in these lockers? It's all locked up. I wish I had keys for all the lockers. Hello, box. We meet again. Who knows what dastardly secrets. Well, I hope this is what Purnell wanted me to find. Or maybe she'll just have to be happy with a bootleg copy of a Bon Jovi's greatest hits CD. Huh. This locker isn't shut all the way. An NSA ID badge. I bet I could get in quite a bit of trouble with this little baby. An NSA high security clearance badge. Well, this is either a map of San Francisco or a giant Etch-a-Sketch. Seems to be some kind of giant degaussing machine. Uh-oh. This machine encrypts objects with a security code. Probably cash from a... hope this box... Well, I hope this is what pronounce... This door leads back.
So, you saved the girl at the Flamingo and caught the man who attacked her. I suppose you think you're some sort of a big shot.
Yeah, damn straight. Now maybe you'll give me the respect I deserve.
Respect? Bah! You may have everyone else fooled, but I know dumb luck when I see it. I suppose you want me to help you again.
I need to redeem this receipt.
You didn't pawn this.
Well, how much is it? Look, I'm willing to pay extra.
$200. Yep, plus $50 for it not being your receipt.
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out. So this is the item Malloy pawned. I'm no expert, but this thing looks pretty ancient. Wonder where it came from. This is the custom. This box contains a module similar to the one in the first box. There's also a slide. The drawing on this paper looks just like the slide I found in the puzzle box. It's a slide with a picture of some strange object. But if Malloy put it in the box, it must be important. I have no idea what this thing is, though it looks like a module made to connect with other pieces. My new
Have you had any luck recovering the box from the NSA?
Yeah, I got it, but I don't think the feds are too happy with me right now. You got a second to talk?
Certainly. A.E. I suppose that could refer to Archie Ellis. The power cell was recovered from the site near Roswell. The name is new to me. I believe he's the editor of the Cosmic Connection. I don't believe I have any additional information. Oh yes, I know of him. He's a respected writer in the field of UFO studies. By all appearances, he's a reclusive man.
After Fitzpatrick hangs up, I realize I forgot to ask him for Ellis's phone number. I decide to check the directory, and surprisingly, Ellis's name is listed.
Identify yourself.
I'm a friend of Dr. Thomas Malloy.
Tell me your name and your connection to Dr. Malloy.
My name's Murphy. Dr. Malloy asked me to carry on his work involving hieroglyphics found in the Roswell spaceship.
If you have knowledge of the Roswell hieroglyphics, then you should know other details regarding alien studies. If you can answer several questions, I will agree to meet with you. Who was the author of There Are Messages from Space?
J.I. Thelwait?
Correct. What is the name of the site of the immense alien landing strips in Peru?
The Plain of Nazca.
Correct. Name the structure located at Tiahuanaco.
The Gate of the Sun.
You have passed the test. Contact Archibald Ellis at 413 Vina Del Mar.
The sloppily painted sign at 413 Vina Del Mar identifies the place as the Cosmic Connection. The display window is filled with charms, amulets, UFO books, and astrology charts. It doesn't look too promising. I open the door and step inside. An innocuous-looking little man is debating furiously with someone on the vidphone.
Look, extraterrestrial contact was made by the Russians throughout the 50s. It is well documented.
Wrong decade, Arch.
The aliens had to get rid of Kennedy before he exposed them, and LBJ was certainly under their control, if not actually one of them.
LBJ was a commie, mate.
Look, Larry, Vietnam was a ruse to divert the America's public attention and to throw our political system into chaos.
Cliche, cliche, cliche.
You know what, Larry? You're really beginning to get on my nerves here, okay? So why don't I call you back later? Goodbye. You always sneak up on people like that?
I'm a PI. It's what I get paid to do. Are you Ellis?
Yeah, that's right. You must be Murphy. Here's my card. You got one?
Darn it, I think I just handed out my last one.
Oh, okay. Well, you get me one later. So, you're a private eye, huh? Never met a private eye before. Hey, want some herbal tea?
No.
No? Oh, okay. So, you know Dr. Malloy?
I knew him. He's dead. The NSA murdered him.
Murdered him?
Actually, I think the NSA wanted to take him alive. So I gather from that the NSA wanted something from him. Now, you were with him recently. Do you have any idea what that'd be? Oh, do you mind?
Actually, I do.
So I guess this is the part where you tell me everything you know about Malloy.
I wasn't done with that yet.
Sorry.
You want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Well, I publish a magazine called The Cosmic Connection. I'm sure you've heard of it. We feature investigative reports, interviews, anything concerning the supernatural, the ET, anything like that. Anyway, one of my contacts in the field is a man by the name of Elijah Witt. Oh, he is a legend in the area of alien encounters. Anyway, a few months back, he set up an interview between Dr. Malloy and myself.
Did Witt say how he knew Malloy?
No, but I think that he, Witt, pulled some strings and got him, Malloy, a research lab at San Francisco Tech. Witt used to be a professor there, and,
Any idea what Malloy was doing at the research lab?
I don't really know, but he did use a strange term, the Pandora device. I'm not really sure exactly what it means.
Pandora device.
Well, yeah, he talks about the dark seed that was unleashed.
The what?
Well, something got loose, something alive. I mean, come on, there's been stories around for ages. Anyway, we talked about other things, Roswell, of course. You know what? What you should probably do is read some books, and I can make some recommendations.
Oh, they have big pictures.
Let's see, I'm gonna start you with something light. Foucault's Pendulum. This is practically a manual on government conspiracies. And, let's see, Adrift in the Telluric Currents. Now, this is a little tougher read, but it's good. It's really good. And a must-read is The Fifth Column, okay, by Richard Eco. Now, this man, he was a prophet. I mean, he proved without reasonable doubt that we've been living amongst aliens for generations, and the government knows everything. I mean, it even hints that one of our presidents was a alien, if not at least half. I won't tell you which president. I want to ruin the surprise for you. Anyway, it's all in there: crop circles, abductions, etc., etc. Look, if you want my advice, don't trust anybody, okay? I mean, I can sense you're on the level here, but most of the time, people, you just don't know. I mean, aliens are everywhere, man.
Hey, Archie. How do you know I'm not an alien?
Murph, you're so silly. Everyone knows aliens deny their own existence.
Well, I appreciate you letting me borrow these.
Sure, just take them home with you.
Could I ask you a few more questions?
Sure, that would be great.
Did Malloy send you a small box made of some strange metal, no apparent way of opening it up?
Well, actually he did, but it got stolen. That in the interview I did with Dr. Malloy. I'm missing a stapler too and a few pens. I don't know if I misplaced them or...
Well, let me get this straight. You just let somebody waltz in here and take the box?
Well, no, actually I hid it. But whoever broke in, they knew exactly what they were looking for. I told you what I know. I mean, by the name, I guess it's something powerful and something Dr. Malloy doesn't want to let loose.
Listen, Archie, what can you tell me about this power cell?
Well, according to Malloy, there were 2 of them on the spacecraft recovered at Roswell. The research scientists decided that it was some sort of alien battery, and they tried to break one down. The other one was cataloged and stored somewhere in the Roswell complex. You think you're the first person who ever wanted to get in there? Heck, every UFOologist in the world would love to get in there and take a look around the complex.
So why don't they?
Well, look, first of all, it's secured. The military, they don't want anybody getting in there. It's only accessible with top-level security clearance.
Well, have you got any top-level security clearance?
Well, no.
Well, do you know where I can get some?
No.
Well, I guess I'm just wasting your time.
People say I'm crazy? The interview that I did with Dr. Malloy was on 2 separate discs. They only got the first one. You want to watch it? Sorry for the interruption, Doctor. This power cell, as you call it, could it be used to power these ships?
Hypothetically. But first, we'd have to get into the Roswell complex. And the military isn't about to roll out the red carpet.
Well, rumors have circulated for years about what really happened there. Would you care to shed some light on the incident?
Well, I can only tell you what I've heard. Among the various items recovered at the Roswell crash were several egg-shaped capsules stored inside a containment chamber. Now, no one could figure out how to open the capsules, so they faded into the background for years. Then the researchers figured out how to operate the accelerator. Apparently, someone used it on one of the capsules and something was released into the facility. And whatever it was, it killed off almost everyone in the complex before the military could quarantine the area.
And no one's been in the complex since then?
Not that I know of.
Thank you for your time, Doc. So, what do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Well, the stuff about Roswell was interesting. He didn't say anything about the Pandora device.
Nope. So what are we gonna do now?
Well, I've got to find out more about the Pandora device. Maybe I ought to contact Elijah Witt.
Ooh, I don't think that's a very good idea.
Why not?
Well, you see, Mr. Witt, he's a personal friend of mine, but he's a very important, very private person. He doesn't like strangers. Too many wackos on the loose, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, Archie. Talking to Ellis was like entering the Twilight Zone. All this hocus pocus about aliens and quarantines. And what's the story of the Pandora device Ellis referred to? I wonder if it could be linked to the boxes Malloy sent out. Well, one thing seems pretty clear. Malloy considered the power cell to be important to his work and was convinced that one was still hidden away inside the Roswell military complex.
Good evening, Tex. You look as though you're on to something. What can I do for you?
Well, I had a little talk with Archie Ellis. It seems that Dr. Malloy was working on something called the Pandora device, and I think it's connected to the boxes. I'd like to run some of these new developments by you. I need some information about the Roswell military complex.
What kind of information?
Well, I got one of the boxes open, and inside I found a picture of what I've been told is an alien power cell recovered from the UFO crash at Roswell. I think the power cell must tie in somehow with the Pandora device. And apparently, the only place I'm going to find the power cell is inside the Roswell complex.
You intend to go to the Roswell military base?
Well, I don't see any way around it. That's why I called. I need to find a way in.
I don't think I can help you. My security clearance there is a thing of the long past.
Any suggestions?
The only people that would still have access to the base would be top military personnel. And perhaps the NSA.
Well, if that's all, I guess I better get ready to go.
If you're certain you must go to Roswell, there's one other thing that I should tell you. The military base is well camouflaged, and you could spend weeks trying to locate the site. I'll give you the coordinates. If you have connections to the NSA, that's where I'd go to get security clearance high enough to get into the Roswell military base. It's possible that the box that Mr. Ellis received was a blind meant to throw the NSA off track. Knowing Thomas, he wouldn't put all of his information in any one box. Maybe we need all of the boxes to create the Pandora device. I believe he's the editor of the Cosmic Connection.
Hey, got a second?
Oh, I think I can squeeze you into my busy schedule.
I like the sound of that. I'd like to see you in person. Why don't you come over here? We can meet in my room.
I'm not sure I should. Even a PI can only stand so much danger.
I promise I'll be gentle.
It's a tempting offer, Regan, but I'll have to pass for now.
You know, some men wouldn't be so resistant.
Well, that's just part of my charm.
All right, I can tell you're too busy for me right now. Give me a call when you've got more time. See ya.
Despite warnings from Ellis and Fitzpatrick, I'm bound for Roswell. Hopefully the alien power cell is somewhere in the Roswell military complex. I know that without it, I'll never find out Malloy's secret. The trip to Roswell takes about 4.5 hours, giving me plenty of time to think. Something's bothering me from the last time I went to the Cosmic Connection. And it hits me. A black Avatar speeder was parked down the street. Could have been the NSA. A voice in the back of my head keeps telling me that Archie Ellis is in danger. Or is it that they're just keeping tabs on me? Eventually, I locate the military base, and using the NSA ID badge I found at Autotech, I'm able to get into the complex. The area is still running various security systems, but the place is totally abandoned, at least by humans. Archie's nervous when he comes to the door. Earlier, there were suspicious characters mulling around outside the shop. I tell him it might be wise to close the store for a while and take a little vacation. With the way things are heating up on this case, it's best not to be readily available for just anybody who might drop by. Let's see if there's anything interesting in these drawers. Let's see if there's... I've seen these things before, in war movies. What'd they call it? Walkie-talkie. Nice beds. The ultimate in prison decor. Calendar's 20 years old. When are people going to learn that if you want to hide something, don't hide it under a mattress? The sun's faded this photograph. Still looks pretty good, though. Oh, it's an emergency procedures handbook. This may shed some light on something. The drawer still looks like it slides in and out. And what's this little item here? Well, what have we got here? A box of matches. The drawer still looks... Nothing to find. Locker doors are in good shape. Locker doors. How nice. I can always use an extra key. There must be some trick to getting this door open. I'll just have to find out what it is. The back door is still on its hinges. The shed door won't open. Shovel? I guess you never know. I might have to dig my way out. That box looks like it's empty. This piece looks like it was once connected to the cable above it. This piece of electrical cable appears to be broken off. That box looks like it's empty. It's a fuse. It's a good thing to have when you're working with explosives. Now, the storage shack's in pretty... That's a toolbox. Still in good shape. This flashlight looks like it could put out quite a beam of light. Something's wrong with this thing. There's no light coming out of it. A security card scanner. These laser beams must be the source of the 1,000,000 volts on the sign outside. One step into these and I'll be smoked. This is probably the control system for the laser field. Electrical wire. That could come in handy. I'm gonna have to get closer. Electrical wire. That's gotta be the entrance to the main Roswell facility. There's no visible way to open this from out here. Must have been operated by security personnel inside. I'll have to think about this. You're pretty serious about keeping... It's a power switch. Must be important being this close to the door. That door gets me back into the guardhouse. There must be some trick to get... These barrels are filled with the kind of stuff that makes you glow in the dark. Huh. Special hiding place built right into the floor. Dynamite. I wonder if it's any good. Well, from the sign of... Yep. I'd better get as far away from here as possible. Looks like the blast took enough of the door off for me to get inside. What hit me? Must have been a pocket of gas by the door. This cabinet could... Oh, commercial. That door leads... Storage door looks operational. That's... What's this? Yep. This equipment. Whatever that is. That... Uh-oh. The hair on the back of my neck's standing up. Something's headed my way. And the mess hall door. This lever controls the front. The diesel fuel looks a little... That door leads back to the... This door's still... Box... That's... Wonder how much horsepower's under... Oh, that's handy. That's a fuel... It's a fuel pro... It's a fuel pro... It's... Must be the generator power... That's got it going. That door... can't hear the generator anymore. Maybe our little friend is eating his fill. But well, these wire cutters look like they haven't been used in a long time. Great, an oxygen tank. I'll know where to go if I start to hyperventilate. That door leads. This door's still in good shape. Case appears to be made of plastic. That's the door out of here. Storage door. I think that's part of a welding torch. That's the door. What's this? It appears these doors have been welded shut. That's a disc. What little secrets are recorded on this baby? This equipment drawer isn't locked. Somebody stuffed their CD player in here.
Bastards have locked us in, and it's killing everyone. It's attracted to heat or energy, and it seems to suck the life right out of everyone it gets on top of. When it takes in energy, it seems to go through a semi-dormant state when it might be vulnerable. The only way to stop it, maybe to trap it in a containment pod. No one here knows how to operate it. The last left. I don't want to die.
Now there's no lock on the drawer. It's a roll of duct tape. That stuff's always useful. This charred corpse appears to have had the flesh burned and seared off the body. It's someone's ID badge. Oh, it's just out of reach. That... Rec room. I guess this is where the fun starts. Looks like a kid's toy. Bet some general cried for a week when he lost this. Oh, the Alien Abductor by Robco. Looks like it's missing a battery pack. Too bad. Looks like fun. Here's the only object on Earth with an IQ lower than my ex-wife. The only thing weights ever did for me was make me tired. A globe. I guess they kept this around to remind them where most of the inhabitants of this complex came from. Touch control screen. Cyber billiards. I could never get the hang of this game. I kept sticking my cue right into the table. Pool cue. Still straight after all these years leaning against the wall. Here's the only sport I can play anymore without coughing up blood. Looks like one dart was left behind. Oh, poker Pete machines. Nothing but hours of mind-numbing, pocket-draining fun. Fruit punch and cola. If this is all there is to drink around here, no wonder the place is empty. Nice. That... Old-style elevator doors. That's a button for level 2. I gotta find a way into these hot zones without getting killed. A security card scanner. These photos are either Dead aliens are my sister's kids. This is the play button.
Colonel, we've placed the probe in the ventilation system on level 1. We've surveyed level 2 and it appears there are no survivors.
That's several top secret military documents. Well, what do we got here? Looks like a remote control for a toy. Well, this seems pretty simple to operate. Turn it on and steer. If I want to pick something up, get the crosshairs on the object and get it. Easy as falling down. It's a toxic waste bin. And button for mystery door. How comforting. Screen's been pulled back from the fan. Either something went in or something came out. This abductor toy probably needs a fresh set of batteries. That door goes back out. This guy.
What can I help you with?
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out. The weight bar stopped the fan dead in its tracks. I think I can get the abductor back through here. That busted fan. That busted fan was like. This fan could do some. This looks like the main memory core for the Roswell computer system. Got it. Got it. Think. That. A TV monitor for your every mood. And more computer equipment. And more computer. Got it. And more computer equipment. I'm not gonna need this alien abductor anymore. Besides, I think my Robco battery pack is already running out of juice. Hold stop. That's a button for level 2. That's it. It's another security card reader. It's probably for the elevator. That's the control panel for the elevator. It's C4, plastic explosive wired directly into the elevator controls. No way to disarm this. If I get this thing out of here, I'll have about 30 seconds before it explodes. Well, the bomb's free. That's the button for level 3. This must be the shell of the spacecraft that crashed. Looks like all the individual parts have been stripped out and stored elsewhere. Miscellaneous storage area. What little odds and ends do we have in here? I haven't seen a tool like this since my high school shop days. Looks like someone broke the end off their Whammo Master pogo stick. Well, that's either a sextant or a meat slicer. Whew. I'll wager the coffee that could be scraped off the inside of this cup still wouldn't be as strong as Louie's. That's a tank of flammable gas. Looks like a leg fell off an Imperial Walker. That door... Inventory storage for items 201 through 300. No need to get in there. These areas don't hold the inventory item I'm looking for. I'll bet this is where Object 186 is stored. That's the piece Malloy needed. Damn! The door mechanism sounds like it's jammed under the lock cover plates. I'll bet this... This computer system probably controls the inventory items. Looks like I'll have to do this manually. By clicking and dragging a numbered item on the screen, I'll have to create a path for item 186 to reach the transfer tunnel. Well, here goes. The drawing on this paper looks just like the slide I found in the puzzle box. This computer... Looks like I'll have to do this manually. Well, it seemed to do the trick. Now I just gotta find out where the power cell ended up. Those doors lead into the conveyor track area. Those doors lead... I don't know what this is, but it's gotta be what Malloy wanted. Well, this is definitely the object shown on the slide. Now I just gotta figure out what Malloy needed it for. That door goes back outside. I get back to my speeder and set a course for home. Having the power cell with me is eerie, like I'm carrying an urn full of someone's ashes. Was it actually constructed in some distant galaxy? What's its purpose? What would a hand grenade look like to someone on another planet? I unlock the door to my office 4 hours later, stumble into the bedroom, and hit the bed face first. After a long nap, I lift my mashed face from the mattress and push my aching body up from the bed. Like it or not, there's still a lot of work to do. My first priority is to break the code on Malloy's disk. I have the feeling the contents will give me a few answers.
Hey, Murph, I'm calling from Bermuda. It's me, Archie. I just wanted to call and say thanks for the tip you left me. You were right. Someone broke into the shop and wrecked everything. But who cares? I'm in Bermuda. I rented a boat today, and I'm going to the Bermuda Triangle. I gotta go. Thanks again, Murph.
Had to have been Clinton. Now, she was an alien.
Well, I'm glad Archie's safe and sound. If only the rest of us were so lucky. My new vid phone is
Murphy, I've got the printout of your anagrams. Give me a call.
Hey, Chelsea here. Don't you ever come back to your office? I don't know, it makes me kind of worry. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that I'll be home in the next day or two, and I am feeling back to normal. It'll be good to see you. Bye.
Got my message?
Yeah, and your file. I don't think you know how much you were asking from me.
Sure I do. I just got a lot of faith in you. So you ready to trade?
Can you fax the printout of the anagrams over here to my office?
No problem. But I prefer that you not fax the file here. I'd rather have the real thing. If you can hang around your office for a bit, I'll send the express courier over and pick it up.
All right, but make it snappy. I don't want to hold on to this any longer than I have to.
You have a fax. You have a fax.
Well, I'll be darned. Luckily, Purnell only included the anagram combinations that were made up completely of actual words. After looking through the list, only one anagram jumps out at me. Merge the 4 rare cases to see maps. Maybe there's a password somewhere in there. This door... This door connects... Looks as though this Elijah Witt has one of Malloy's boxes. And he doesn't sound like the kind of guy who'll just hand it over to a stranger. Regardless, I have to start by finding out where Witt lives, and all I've got to go on is his phone number. That's pretty small. But I guess videophone call tracers don't need to be very big. This guy must be the...
You ready to make a purchase?
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out. This is the... My new vid phone is essential.
Can I help you with something?
Dad?
Who the hell are you?
I'm your long-lost son. Gosh, it's so good to finally meet you.
This some kind of a sick joke? I don't have a son.
Well, let me see if I can refresh your memory, Dad. Little bar in Omaha, Fifth of Wild Turkey, karaoke machine.
Who is your mother?
I actually never knew my mother. I was abandoned in an orphanage with only a small blanket and your name written on a cocktail napkin. I've dedicated my life to finding you.
You expect me to believe that cock and bull story? Who are you?
Okay. My name's Murphy. I'm calling as a mutual friend of Thomas Malloy.
That's the case, and why all this crap about being my son?
I had to make sure you weren't an imposter. Malloy told me that you had no sons and always used the phrase cock and bull.
What do you know about Malloy? And make it good. You're wasting my time.
Well, he was killed before he could get a certain computer disk to you. I broke the code on it. It was merge the 4 rare cases to see maps, an anagram of the title, There Are Messages from Outer Space. That's how I got this number.
How did you end up with a disc meant for me?
That's not important. What is important is the message Malloy wanted to give you. Meet me at the Imperial Lounge in New San Francisco in 2 hours. If Whit takes the bait, and I'm betting he will, it should give me enough time to look around his place. The address displayed on the call tracer is in Vancouver, BC. On the flight up, I probably passed Whit, who's headed to the Imperial Lounge. I tracked down Whit's address to a high-rise residential building. I get inside and pick the lock to the apartment. Immediately, an alarm goes off. Oh, it's authentic stone masks. It appears to be a switch. It appears to be a switch. It appears to be... That switch is way... Whoa. Plants... It appears... Sounds like I got that alarm turned off. Now there's no lock on the drawer. Appears to be a scrapbook. The statue in this photo looks remarkably like the one over by the fireplace. These notes look interesting. Looks like Whit made some notes about opening the box Malloy sent to him. According to this, he seemed to think that he'd have to figure out a Mayan date, then what that date would be on a modern calendar. A pair of tweezers. Just the thing for refining my unruly eyebrows. That wall hanging has some interesting symbols on it, but I can't make out what they are from here. It's a large stone head. I hope it's valuable, because it sure ain't pretty. Oh, sure. This apartment has a little nicer view than mine, if you're into that sort of thing. Looks like some kind of reference material. Whit and I apparently have different tastes in bedtime reading. I doubt Whit would leave a real fire burning. It's supposed to be an artificial flame. It's like a book on the Mayan calendar. I personally prefer calendars of the Sports Illustrated variety. The foliage is a pleasant addition to Whit's apartment. This diamond pattern is different from the others. A heat-resistant foil packet keeps the hot side hot and the cool side cool.
Yeah! That is hot!
This stone figure looks interesting. Looks like Mr. Stone here has a keyhole for a belly button. Something heavy just moved around here. Well, hello. Time for you to come to Papa. There are 4 dials on this box which can be moved. Looks like I need to set a modern date on the left, then a Mayan date on the right. Looks like a package arrived from Malloy. I don't think anybody's gonna mind if I take a look. There are recessed grooves around the squares on this box. Maybe I need something to fill them in with. Fluey was right. I'm pretty sure I got all the pieces assembled, but it still doesn't work. Maybe Fitzpatrick can help me get this thing to run. With Malloy's device assembled, but still not working, I return to my office and call Regan and Fitzpatrick. Regan arrives first, then Fitzpatrick, who's brought along an unexpected guest, Elijah Witt. I don't bother asking how that happened, but Witt is clearly on Fitzpatrick's side and suspicious of Regan. He's not my biggest fan either, all things considered. But Fitzpatrick negotiates a truce, then not surprisingly pulls out the final piece of the puzzle. He hands it to me, and I slide it in an open slot on the side of the Pandora device.
Everyone is here, I presume. All of you are here for a very important reason. You are now a council assembled in order to make a very important decision. What I'm about to reveal may be the greatest discovery in the history of our planet, yet may also be the most devastating. As you know, I have spent most of my life trying to decipher the alien symbols discovered in the Roswell spacecraft. Well, I have lived to fulfill my ambition. The translation of the alien hieroglyphics clearly states that another spacecraft preceded the arrival of the one in Roswell. and now I know where it is. The translation also indicates that the second spacecraft is much larger than the Roswell ship, possibly a colonizing vessel. As most of you know, the Roswell ship carried a lot of equipment, including particle accelerators. What you probably don't know is that it also carried tiny pods of antihydrogen. I believe it's possible, even likely, that there are large quantities of antihydrogen on this second ship. Here on Earth, experiments creating and storing antihydrogen have met with little or no success. Now, if society is ready for such a discovery, I think it would be the most wonderful ever. It might allow us to finally break the barriers of space travel so that we could explore distant galaxies and contact other civilizations. But if this technology gets into the hands of the wrong people, it would undoubtedly result in the complete and utter destruction of our world. The decision is now in your capable hands. Good luck, my friends. Pandora's box has been opened. It's now up to you to close it.
Look! Look there. It's down there. Anti-hydrogen. That must be what the black sun symbol represents. Devastating discovery.
Well, I think we're all in agreement with this. It has to be destroyed.
Not so fast. Maybe my father's experiences in the military biased him. And think of the possibilities and the money this thing could be worth.
Money's no factor here. We're talking about a force 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 times greater than the atomic bomb. It's like handing a child a laser cannon.
Whatever the ramifications, the point is, we must find the spacecraft.
When are we leaving? I need to go back to my room and get some stuff.
Hold on. We're not going anywhere. I'm going down after.
Really? And when was that decided?
Well, almost 40 years ago. Could you see, on an operation like this, I'm a solo kind of guy.
I don't know what kind of a woman you think I am, but if you think I'm going to be sitting around the room like a delicate flower, you got another thought coming.
Whitnire agreed that all of us must go down there, each of us taking a separate route. I strongly suspect that other parties will be getting involved. I want to maximize the odds that we get there first. Take this communicator with you. We'll try to rendezvous at the spacecraft. If there are any problems, that'll keep us in touch.
Well, okay. Gentlemen, if there's nothing else, I guess I'll see you down there in a couple of days.
Hold on, Murphy. You take this card. This guy will get you down there safely. And I'm going to tell him you're coming tomorrow. And don't take the woman. We got no margin for error, and we need no excuses.
So what you're saying is, you don't want me to take the woman?
No distractions.
All right. Fitzpatrick and Witt had taken a taxi to my office, so I offered to give him a lift back to the Savoy. Fitzpatrick seems lost in thought, and I have a hunch he knows something he hasn't told us. On the way back to my office, I try to imagine what we're about to find. But the whole thing is so incomprehensible, it only makes my head hurt to think about it.
Well, I suppose you've already sat in my chair and have eaten my porridge, too.
Took you long. I thought I was gonna have to stir it in by myself. I hope you don't mind I made myself comfortable. And I'm very comfortable.
Yeah. You look it.
How long does it take you to smoke that cigarette?
Oh, you'd be surprised. You know, I've never been very good at figuring out women. Could you explain to me what's going on here?
Don't tell me you've never done this before.
Just once. By myself.
Come over here, little boy. If we're gonna be in this thing together, I want to make sure you're in all the way. Promise me, Tex?
I'm not gonna take you with me. No matter what happens here. I want you, but I'm not gonna make any blind promises.
Don't do this to me, Tex. I don't want to lose you.
Then you're gonna have to trust me.
No, I'm not gonna do that again. Last time I heard that, I lost everything I had. I won't let you do that to me.
I won't.
I know you won't. 'Cause I won't let you. I'll be back at the hotel.
After I wake up, I pack several days' worth of supplies and contact the pilot Whit had set me up with. Flight down takes about 12 hours, giving me plenty of time to think about last night. Regan probably isn't accustomed to being turned down by a man. Not that I didn't think twice, but she and I have very different ideas on what's to be done now. Fitzpatrick and Whit were right. I don't know exactly what we'll find down in Mexico, but whatever it is, I'm sure the world's not ready for it. Regan doesn't seem to understand that. I know that whatever Malloy was looking for is just on the other side of these ruins. Since the jungle's so dense, it might be better to see if I can find a way through the structure itself. This appears to be some sort of ceremonial altar. The shards spread around this chamber have designs painted on them, and appear to be made of the same stone as that altar in the center of the room. The shards piece of papyrus. From what I understand, I think I saw something like this in that sci-fi classic Raiders of the Last Ding Dong. The shark. The shark. The shark. The shark. There's a star symbol over this door. The symbol on the door looks like a snake. Must mean something. There's a small circle painted below the symbol. It's a chunk of charcoal. History's first pencil. Unless I miss my guess, this is Oliver Edson. Looks like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. A pair of thick lens glasses. These frames aren't much good. The lenses might be useful. Looks like Edson's gun was damaged by one of the falling rocks. Looks like some dirt got jammed in the barrel. It's pretty much useless in this condition. It's an ancient Coleman lantern. Wonder how long this thing's been here. It's a handkerchief. Looks like some sort of ceremonial dagger. Small stone bowl. Looks like it's in remarkably good condition. The spear is tied onto the warrior's hand with a cord. The spear is held tight by a length of hemp cord. I'd guess the cord is made of hemp. Burns real nice, or so I've been told. Well, the spear's still in pretty good shape. That's the remains of some ancient Mayan warrior. The spear he's holding is tied to his hand with a piece of cord. Maybe he was some kind of sentinel, but now he's just a pile of dusty bones. Symbol on the door looks like a snake. Must mean something. There's a small circle painted below the symbol. There's a sun symbol over this door. Appears to be some kind of hatchet. This hatchet doesn't look sharp enough to cut a cantaloupe. Maybe it's some kind of Mayan drumstick. It's another of those ceremonial daggers. The symbol on this door looks like two birds. There's another mark, like there was with the snake symbol. Pictures on the wall show some kind of musical celebration. In one section, two Mayans are blowing horns with two gemstones between them. Could mean that the gemstones on the altar can make sounds and that pairs of them have the same tone. I guess solving it's another of those ceremonial daggers. Symbol on this door looks like some kind of giant insect's head. I hope there aren't any critters this size buzzing around in here. Sounds like an army of wasps in here somewhere. The buzzing seems to be coming from that stone head on the wall. A couple of those buggers are coming out of the mouth, and if a few of them sting me, I'll swell up like an elephant and be dead in 30 seconds. I either have to destroy that nest or get out of here. Now there's nothing in that stone head but a big pile of wasp crispies. Drawings in this chamber show people worshipping 3 Mayan kings. These tiles look like they can be laid out in a pattern on the altar. There's a moon symbol over this door. There's a wasp symbol. It's another of those ceremonial daggers. Like a dagger, not unlike the kind I'm carrying. Salder has 5 slots carved into the stone top. Looks like something needs to be inserted into the slots. This looks like some kind of totem pole. Figure at the bottom may have been a sacrificial victim. Judging by the dagger symbol. Aha, the Pentagon. I knew the military was involved in this. I step into the Pentagon chamber and take a look around. Suddenly, the floor tilts sharply, and I'm sliding into a dark tunnel. Fancy meeting you here.
I could say the same thing.
Well, I kept you waiting long.
Oh no, I just got here.
Regan, what the hell?
I guess I was supposed to be sitting back in my hotel room like a good little girl, right? Well, I'm sorry, it's just not in my nature to sit around and let someone else make my decisions for me. I mean, I wasn't gonna let you and those 2 doddering old fools ruin everything I ever worked for. Here we are sitting on the greatest discovery in the history of the world, and they say get rid of it. Get rid of it? Great idea. I mean, who cares how much it's worth? Who cares how great the technology is? Not just to us, but to everyone.
Didn't you hear what Fitzpatrick and Whit were saying? We destroy ourselves with this.
Well, maybe we are ready. I mean, why don't we give ourselves the benefit of the doubt? In the hands of someone like my father, this new technology It could open doors we never even imagined.
The problem is, these things don't end up in the hands of people like your father. They never do.
Maybe we should try and find a way out of here, huh?
Maybe Regan can help me figure something out. So have you got any ideas?
Not at the moment. I was just looking at those holes at the top of the chamber, but even if we could reach them, they're way too small for us to get through. Let's keep looking.
I lost my backpack on the way down here. Looks like Regan held on to hers, though. The rope's in place.
It's too heavy for me to do by myself. I could use a little help here.
Move aside, honey. I'll move it.
Please, over here. Now! There it goes!
Without a functional firearm, these aren't worth much. My knife used to have all the cool attachments. My knife... This fragment looks just small enough for me to pick it up. This fragment looks just small enough. These pedestals aren't set on the floor, but they seem to be sunken into the floor.
After you.
Nag, nag, nag. Look at that. It's beautiful, just like a huge Christmas present just waiting to be opened.
I guess I should call Fitzpatrick and tell him we found it.
Don't call him. Let's just keep this between ourselves, just between you and me.
That isn't how it works, Regan.
But it can. We can have everything we ever wanted. I know people, we just have to tell them where the ship is, they'll give us everything we ever wanted. We can spend the rest of our lives together.
That isn't right, Regan.
What have you got to go back to? I mean, look at your life. It's a dead end and you know it. You can play it safe, spend the rest of your life with that little mutant girlfriend of yours, struggling and never taking a chance.
How do you know about Chelsea?
What does it matter? You can have it all. Wealth, freedom, me.
Look, my life may not seem like much to you. My mutant girlfriend's not the most glamorous woman in the world. But I happen to feel a certain obligation to do what's right, and not just what serves my best interests.
What a lovely little speech. Now be a good little private eye and hand me that communicator. Or would you prefer that I blast a hole in you and take it myself? Thank you. Well, I thought you'd be more surprised to see me.
Oh, I figured the NSA would be around here. I'm just wondering why I didn't smell you first.
This isn't official business. No. It's a purely personal matter between Miss Madsen and myself.
I offered you a piece of the action, Tex. You got no one to blame but yourself.
So you and Cross have been working together since the beginning?
It's disillusioning, isn't it? Well, it might make you feel better to know that she's taken a liking to you. I mean, I wanted to do away with you right away. And she convinced me that she could bring you over to our side. You look like you're a stronger man than I am.
Yeah, well, I guess we're just not cut from the same cloth.
I found out about Malloy and the NSA. Then I met Miss Madsen when I was looking for her father. Can you imagine someone selling out her own father?
I didn't sell him out.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. At first, we didn't have much luck tracking down Malloy's boxes, but then you came along. And I don't know whether it was luck or whether you're that good. But anyway, I decided to let you do the work. It was a good decision, don't you think? I mean, here we are at the appointed place and time.
You're not going to get away with it, Cross.
Oh, no? I don't see anybody here who's going to stop me. When I first saw you, I wanted to blow your brains out. Not because I didn't like you. You're a very resourceful fellow. No, I wanted to kill you because I enjoy killing people. I find it very satisfying.
Yeah, well, I figured the way you played me for a sucker, you ought to be the one that pulls the trigger.
You're too good for your own good.
Enough talk! Say goodbye, Murphy.
Wait! Don't shoot. Spare him, and I will lead you to that which you seek.
It's a trick.
All right, old man. I won't kill him. Not yet, anyway. lead the way.
Who are you, Tex?
I might ask the same question of you.
That will be disclosed. Would you step off the beam, please? This is an historical moment. We are standing in the midst of history. Those who arrived with the ship, if not our fathers, the fathers of our race, were at least the guardians and guides of our ancestors. This is a holy place.
Enough of this fanfare. What's in there?
That is the generator chamber, and the light you see is coming from the main power cell.
Well, let's take a look at that, shall we?
Your option.
We wanted.
She must help me to get this ship off the Earth, off this planet as soon as possible.
Why?
Explosives! Anti-hydrogen pods set to go off in a bare few minutes. We've got to get this ship as far as possible from the planet Earth in that little time.
You know how to fly?
I know.
How do you know it even works?
I know how to fly. My father, a long time ago. Listen to me now, follow me. This is important. My mother's an American woman in Nebraska, but my father's DNA is in me. I know how to fly this ship. Now, you must find the black sun symbol and press it. Find black sun. Black sun button, press it. Then north. Circle. Red. North, circle, red. East. East. Cross.
What was it Fitzpatrick said? North, circle, red. Now what?
You shouldn't have taken your eyes off him.
Yeah? Well, where were you? Murphy, if you'll open up, I'll be very nice to you.
Not long after, Elijah Witt shows up. As we fly home, I fill him in on what happened. He's kind enough to write me a check to cover my expenses, and then some. Chelsea's back in town, and we arranged to meet at the Bruin Stew for a drink. The experience with Regan has taught me a few things. I've decided the world's too ugly a place to live in alone. Maybe I am ready to try this love thing with Chelsea.
Man, that trip to Phoenix did you a world of good.
I just need some time to renew myself.
Listen, before we go very much further, I want to tell you that I've been a world-class schmuck. Sometimes I wouldn't know a good thing if it came right up and punched me in the face.
Tex.
Hold on, because I've been practicing the speech and I don't want to screw it up. While you were away, I was tempted by another woman. Okay, I know it's hard to believe. I turned her down. But everything that's happened since you left has made me look at things in a different way. And I'm thinking maybe now I'm ready to settle down and have a real life. I'm just hoping you're still willing to give me a shot.
Tex, sweetheart, you know, while I was down in Phoenix, I really had a lot of time to think. And, well, I came to the conclusion that I may have gotten a little ahead of myself. You know, turning 30 could have caused me to be just a little rash.
No, Chelsea, I don't think you're the one who was rash. I think it was me, a big red scratchy one.
No, it's not you, Tex. It's me. Well, I'd always be asking too much. Like wanting you to be totally reliable. I value our friendship, and I don't want anything to spoil it.
So just like that, she pulls out the dagger of rejection, buries it into my chest, rips out my heart, and feeds it to the cat.
It's not that bad, come on. Anyway, that's why I signed up for the Hollow dating service. No hassles and no commitments.
Hollow dating? I never heard of it.
Let's just start it up, and it is the perfect solution.
That's a great outfit, Chelsea. What color is it? Scarlet? It's one of my favorites.
Here's my date.
Frankly, my dear, we better get a move on it. The Haagen-Dazs is melting.
Okay, so he's handsome, but he's not real.
So what is?
Honey, who is that misfit?
Well, Chelsea could be right. Maybe I should just call this holiday place.
I cannot believe that I'm gonna do this.
Holiday service. How can I help you, kid?
Say, aren't you...
Sure am, kid. This must be your first call. Who can I set you up with?
Oh, man, in that case. You know, I've always had a hankering for Jane Mansfield. Of course, Anna Nicole Smith, she's great too.
I like your style, kid. And this is your lucky day. Since it's Tuesday, we have the 2-for-1 special. When should I send them over?
Give me a second to get ready. How about 15 minutes?
15 minutes? They're on the way.
You know, this could be the beginning of a...
Yeah. You know how many times a day I hear that line?
Well, maybe it's not a perfect world. There'll be other cases, and there may even be a real woman waiting for me somewhere down the road. But until then, there are worse ways to spend time than playing strip parcheesi with Jane and Anna Nicole. Sure, they're not real. But like Chelsea said, what is?
The other lights are glowing dim. The candles, they don't come. The only thing that passes through my brain is pain I've never felt. Whoa. The street outside is deadly dark. If you listen, you can hear a million weird thoughts. And people disappear. Whoa. Now that dark is light. Reason seems to lose its will, fight these lonely blues like it in flight. So I'll drink myself asleep another night. Riding on top of mystery, I looked into the fire. I'm just a son of some bad history. Can't get no higher, no higher. Whoa. I got one last chance to get right. The connection is fading. And that you like, don't give up the fight. Because my sanity ain't worth trading. It ain't worth trading. Oh, when day is right, going single. Things I seem to choose that makes it right. So I'll close my eyes and sleep with all my might. And maybe when I leave, you'll be alright.